This is when you know that all of the talking points have been circulated through all of the Clinton surrogates. And I got to admit, they're pretty good because they constantly stick to their talking points. Guaranteed told you so that they're going to try to say the same thing about Bernie Sanders as far as being a one-issue candidate, which is absolutely not true. Now you're going to see Gregory Meeks come on and say the same thing and quote-unquote tout Hillary Clinton's accomplishments, which there aren't any. So here we go.
And we turn now to Congressman Gregory Meeks of New York. He's a Hillary Clinton supporter. So, Congressman Meeks, let me ask you where you think this race stands right now. Hillary Clinton has won 2 nail-biters, and she's gotten blown out in New Hampshire. Where would you say this race stands right now?
Well, this race stands in very good shape for Hillary Clinton. You know, if there were 2 states that Bernie Sanders would want to initiate or to start with, it would be Iowa and New Hampshire. So he did, you know, New Hampshire's his neighboring state, and Iowa is a state that does not have the kind of diversity as the rest of America. So those will be the best states that he would start with. Now, the primary season is really begun, and you'll see diverse states as you did in Nevada, and you'll see in South Carolina, and you move to various other states where folks will look at the record and the life of Hillary Clinton and her commitment over that life period of time and her accomplishments. Look at the debates and the issues, because clearly anyone that has seen the debates have stated right after, when you're talking about issues, that there's no one better than Hillary Clinton.
Funny thing about it, though, everybody that reviewed the debates, all of them said that Bernie Sanders won the debates. So where this guy's coming from, I don't know if he watched the same debates as everybody else.
The American people will be more focused, and Hillary is right where she should be and right where she wants to be.
Bullshit.
Well, let me try this with you. If we stipulate that Hillary Clinton, after winning Nevada and looking at her position in South Carolina and some of these Super Tuesday states, is in a fairly good position in terms of actually winning the Democratic nomination, let me ask you a bigger picture question, and it relates to what I was just talking to Jeff Weaver about. If you look at all of the advantages that Hillary Clinton brought to this race, the 17 million votes that she won in 2008, a former Secretary of State, a former First Lady, a former United States Senator, running against a 74-year-old socialist from Vermont. The fact that she's already lost New Hampshire by 20 points, and she may lose a number of other states before this is over, and that she barely won Iowa and Nevada, what does that say?
Well, it says that, number one, when I look at the makeup of the electorate in New Hampshire, you know, there's a lot of things. You gotta look at the details. 41% of the electorate in New Hampshire was independents. Bernie Sanders is on a mission. He's a socialist Democrat, but...
And see, that's the problem, because that means that's even worse for Clinton, because that means that Bernie Sanders pulled the independents, which he needs in order to win a general election. So let's get some more of this spin.
Hillary's, they're not Democrats. You look at Iowa, 46% identify themselves of the Democrats as socialists. So those are the best states for Bernie Sanders. When we move forward into, as we did in Nevada, into South Carolina, moving into some of the other southern states, etc., folks are going to focus on what have you done and what can you accomplish, and
that's the other problem. We're going into these southern states, and if black people realistically look at what the Clintons have done for them, all that I've seen are negatives. And I hate to harp back on it, but that crime bill with the 3 strikes law, tell me what that did for black people. Tell me what welfare reform did for black people that threw a bunch of people off of the welfare rolls. And also tell me what describing black teenagers that get in trouble as super predators. Tell me what that's done for people. Now, like I said, I'm having a hard time finding anything that she has done that has specifically helped black people. Now, you talk about the bill that she got after she failed on her health care bill, which gave aid to children. But that wasn't specifically for black children. That was for all children. So, you know, you could say that you threw a lot of water into the pool, but as far as how much water that really got splashed onto the black people, it really wasn't much.
one issue the solution to all of America's problems. Mr. Sanders only talks about one issue. He believes that if you get rid of Wall Street and get rid of New York, I guess, that will solve all of the issues of America. Hillary Clinton believes that there's many, many issues that we've got to confront, many battles that we still have to fight here in the United States.
And let's go back again. Yeah, Wall Street getting the money out of campaign finance is one thing that Bernie's talking about. He's also, again, talking about universal health, which to me is a second item. He's talking about free college educations. To me, that's a third item. So where's this single item agenda that they're trying to lay on Bernie Sanders? It's a bunch of bullshit, and these guys are all using the same talking point that she came up with.
And she has been in the forefront of fighting them for just about her entire adult life, and will continue to fight them. And that's why the American people will rally around, first Democrats will rally around her to win the Democratic nomination, and then Americans will to make her the 45th president of the United States of America.
Now, see, she's called in all her super delegates, which are giving her a tremendous lead at this point in time. But those super delegates are all favorites that have been called in because of the Clinton machine. But as far as the people are concerned, this is a very tight race. If the black people in the South would wake up and get their heads out of their asses and really take a look at her, they really should give Bernie Sanders a decent look. And in my opinion, he's the person that they should vote for. That being said, obviously, I'm a Bernie Sanders supporter.